welcome back to another episode of Little Good Garage. Happy late Thanksgiving. Today we have something a little bit different. We have a Honda 4x4 Rancher for farms. Now, this thing has been sitting for over 6 years up in North Dakota in the snow, not good conditions. And it sat with a completely full tank of ethanol gas, which rots everything away. Carburetor is trash, it's got blown tires, hasn't ran in 6 years. And I actually remember driving this around when I was about 4 years old up in North Dakota, just ripping around the farm, and it had a lot of issues. So we put a new carburetor on it, but again, that was 6 years ago, and then it sat with ethanol gas. But it has all the off-road stuff, I guess. It did have nice off-road tires. It has a nice winch that is probably broken now with frayed wires and rusty hook. And it's got like a 390cc, I think. I'm not sure, I haven't even looked at it. It's got a whole bunch of digital stuff up here. Don't know the year. I don't know a lot about it. But I'm gonna bring you guys closer. We're gonna take a good look at this thing and then see if we can get it started up and take it back to the barn. So here it is. This is the front of it, obviously. It's a full suspension four-wheeler. It's got a nice-ish winch. Again, really rusty, like I said. It did have off-road tires. They're insanely bald now. About 1/4 inch of tread left. It's got headlights up front. It's got a Charger Madoohickey right there. Honda Rancher ES, whatever that means. Here's the engine. It's obviously a Honda, like I just said. Oh, electric shift program. Oh, so this has beep, beep, beep. That's your shifter right there. So it's got electric shifting instead of clutch and all that, I believe. And then here we have our fuel on off, spark plug. It's kind of a small looking engine for this big of a four-wheeler. I think it's like a 390. I gotta find somewhere on the head where it would say that. But again, this thing has a completely full tank of ethanol gas, which is not good at all. Got a taillight, some big exhaust that looks like water got inside. It's got a hitch that's bent to the side, and kind of weird, it only has one shock in the rear, and then only one brake in the rear. It's kind of weird. You think these would have full brake and all that. Here's the other side of the engine. We have a rear brake, some sort of fluid right there, pull start just in case. I believe this is an electric start. Yep, right there. So that'll turn it over. You got your headlights, something else, electric shift, and then, oh boy, I can't even turn this wheel. Here's your throttle, thumb throttle, obviously. Oh, keys are in it. Nice. Now, as you guys can see, completely full tank of gas, like literally topped off. So this whole carburetor is probably rotted to dust. That's a flat tire, obviously. Looks like it's not gonna hold air. The rest of the tires do hold air, but they're so bald. I think we might just put new ones on it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's got a digital screen, and it'll show you which gear you're in, low oil light. Here's your winch controls, choke. And I don't really know how a lot of this works at all, so you're gonna learn with me here. First thing I think we're gonna do is check the oil, then spark. Oh no, first we're gonna see if it'll turn over. So I think we need to take off this seat here, which I don't know how to do. I think there's a lever. Oh, look at that. Figured it out. There's a lever you pull right here that unlashes it. There's our carburetor, top of it, air box, battery. Looks actually pretty new. I might not have to put a new one in there. I'm gonna get a jump box. Let's see if this thing will turn over. This is my parts rig, I guess you could call it for now. Got my Stanley toolbox. My dad got me. Impact, brake cleaner, air compressor, jump box, and gas. It's pretty much all we should need to get this thing to fire up. Oh yeah, and a new carburetor, just in case, which I know we need it because this thing has ethanol gas in it. Alright. Alright, let's get some juice hooked up to this battery. Got that hooked up. Before we turn it over, I do want to check our oil. That's what you should always do first. How do I check the oil? That's where you fill it, I believe. There's no dipstick on it. So where do I check it? Maybe on this side? This? Oh, I can't even turn that over. I'm gonna have to get pliers or something. I use the socket to get it loose because they fit over these little dipstick things. How much threads does this have? Come on. There we go. Alright, it has oil. Actually, quite a bit of oil. I didn't see any metal in it at all. So that's a good sign, I guess. Let's see if it'll turn over really quick. Key on. Look at that. We got lights. We're in neutral. Got 1,439 miles. Neutral light works. Look at that. Nice. I'm not gonna touch any of these. I don't know what those mean. Do we got lights? Lay it on? No. What about now? Oh, look at that. Lights are on. Wait, so what does this gray thing do? Okay, so the lights are this one. I don't know what that one is. I don't know what this means. Oh, that must be spark. So middle is spark on. So you can try to turn it over. And then here's our shifting again, like I said. But yeah, nice. Now, I say let's probably just see if it'll fire up, maybe. And then, if not, we'll put a new carburetor in it, new gas, and see if it'll start then. Alright, I'm gonna give it some choke and turn it over. Uh-oh. Well, it won't turn over. I'm gonna have to go back up to the house and grab a new jump box. But let's check our air filter box. Just so we can see what's in there. Yeah, it's not that bad. Top of it's really clean. That doesn't look that bad at all, actually. That looks pretty clean. It's obviously dirty, but clean for what I was expecting. So I'm gonna go grab a new jump box, I think, and we'll see if this thing will fire up. Well, yeah, this guys. So battery, nothing connected to it. It holds juice, but not enough to turn it over. So again, I'm gonna go grab a jump box and we'll see if this thing will try to start. Alright, got a jumper box up to it. Let's see if it'll turn over. Nope. It's just doing this. Let's try to pull this. Now let's try it. What the heck? There we go. Okay, it doesn't like to continuously turn over. What we're gonna do is obviously just try to fire it up. Let's turn on the gas. We're gonna check for spark after this. Gas is on. It's not gonna turn over again, so we gotta pull on this for a second. Alright. Still won't turn over. Starter's being weird. Come on. This jump pack's like dead, even though it's been charging for 5 hours. pretty much wasted my whole day. Alright, I'm gonna check the spark plug here. I'm also wearing gloves because it is freezing out right now. And it also does not help engines want to start. So that is why I'm wearing gloves. Alright. So we're gonna check for spark. And then we gotta figure out our jump box again, because that's still dead, even though it literally wasted my whole day charging. Which is kind of annoying. Also, this year is a 2001 Honda Rancher. If you guys are wondering. Holy cow. It's definitely running a little bit rich. Alright, so we have spark. Not the best, but it's there. So we'll take it, I guess. I can get the spark plug back in. Then we'll probably just head straight to taking off the carburetor, honestly. If I can get this in here. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna get this thing tightened up, put back on, and we'll probably start swapping out our carburetor. So my dad just came down here, we tested the starter solenoid and all the digital stuff, and we think it's our jump box, even though it's pretty much brand new and it's been charging for 5 hours. It doesn't seem to like to try to turn it over. But the good news is, the battery is holding some juice, so I don't think we need to put a new one in there. It just obviously doesn't have enough power to turn it over. We already checked oil, we already checked spark. We're trying to figure out the battery right now so we can turn it over. And then we're gonna start digging into the carburetor right here. So right now we can actually go open up our other one and see if it's even the right thing. And if it is, my dad's grabbing a new one. We'll see if it'll turn over consistently, and if it does, we'll get to work getting that taken apart. So yeah, let's go open up our new carburetor. This Jeep has been one of the better machines I think I've ever bought. Definitely. I'm gonna have to set the GoPro down. Alright, let's open this thing up. And oh my. We've got a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of new stuff. Alright, so we have new air filter that got damaged in shipping, so that's nice. Cleaner tool majiggers, cover thing. We don't need that. And then here it is, the carburetor, and then hose clamps and a filter. So I think I'm just gonna start tearing that four-wheeler apart. We'll get this thing thrown on. Now this is a carburetor if I've ever seen one. Holy guacamole, this thing is massive. Look at that. It's the size of my hand. This is like the size of a car carburetor. But it looks to be the right kind of thing, so we're just gonna get to work tearing this thing apart and putting this back in. Well guys, sun's going down. Carburetor is finally out. And this is what I had to take off. All of these wires. These are obviously not the same ones, but this is the same amount of wires I just had to unplug. Took way longer than it should have, and I might have just found the reason it's not firing. Now, I don't know what it does, but you see that wire right there? See that plug? That plug was dangling about right there that whole time. Wasn't plugged into anything. So we're still just going to throw the new carburetor on. Because again, this one's probably trashed. But that's probably why it wasn't running. But I'm going to try to get this carburetor back on before dark. See if we can drive it back to the barn. Alright guys, I'm going to head inside. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning after school. I got the carburetor mostly on. We got to get the jet majigger back on. Throttle cable back on. Air filter box. Air filter. Plug in the fuel line. This thing should be ready to fire up. See you guys tomorrow morning. Alright guys, it's been about 2 days now. We finally finished up the carburetor. My dad came down here and helped me with that last screw. Throttle is awesome. It's super snug and tight in there. All the lines are connected. The snorkel's back on. This isn't all the way on yet because the side plastics have to go on. But I mean, everything is looking good so far. I'm going to start putting on the air filter box, which goes right there. And then we can start putting all the stuff on top of it, and then we need to get a new battery and then see if this thing will fire up. So I'm just gonna get to work, set a time lapse, try to get all this put back together, and then see if we can try to start this thing today. I do not have everything put on, but the time has come. Everything is finished. Everything's put on. Let's turn on our gas here. Gas on, let that fill for a second. Check for leaks. I think this like primes it. Got the jump box hooked up. Let's see if we have power. Nice. Let's see if it turns over. Nope, it does not. Well guys, it will not turn over with the battery. That's still dead. I haven't got a new one. Let's just try to pull start it, I guess. Has not ran in 6 years. 2001 Honda Rancher. See if it'll start. Oh. Ow, that hurt. Holy cow. I'm gonna set you guys. Holy cow. Holy cow. Alright, I set you guys right here. Pulled it over and the thing fired up. That is crazy. Holy cow. 6 years this thing has been sitting and it just fired up for a second. Holy cow, I'm so happy right now. I did not believe in myself for this thing because this carburetor is the most complicated thing I've ever used in my life. But it hasn't actually ran yet, so we gotta keep trying. It has not idled, so. Alright, I'm gonna set you guys down again. Whew. Alright. Alright, let's try this again. Does not like throttle. Ouch! Alright guys, let's try this again. Get a little bit of throttle. Choke up. Boom, just fired up again. Holy cow, it's running. Look at that. That is insane. Sounds so healthy. literally sitting here idling right now, guys. And again, it is insanely cold out right now. Look at that. That is crazy. Little bit of smoke. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe it's running right now. It's freezing out right now. You can literally see my breath. And almost, like what, within 5 holes this thing's idling. Alright guys, it's the next morning now. We have everything put back together. I got the tire aired up, surprisingly held air. You can hear it leaking though, so we better hurry up, get this thing to the barn. But we're going to go test it first. Again, this is not a racing machine. I'm going to cruise it. I'm going to test through the gears, make sure everything works, and then we're going to park it before I break it and owe my dad money. So we're going to see if this thing will fire up. Still has juice. That's nice. Let's see. Look at that. Holy cow. This is such a good engine. That is crazy. First pull. Again, it only has 1,400 miles on it. So responsive too. Nice. I'm gonna let this thing warm up and then we'll test our gears. Alright guys, we're gonna go, well right now we're gonna test the gears on it, first and reverse. And then if those work, we'll go test the rest of the gears on the trail. I'm gonna wear a helmet obviously, as you always should. We'll see if this thing will move. So, forward works, reverse does not. We do not have reverse gear, I don't know why. But let's go drive this thing around, I guess. Alright, now watch reverse. Neutral. No reverse, I've already tried all the brakes. So I don't know what's up with that. We'll have to figure that out another time. Here we go, I guess. Alright, second. Beautiful. We're in second gear now. Third. Oh yeah. Definitely got some power to it. Okay, well that did not. That escalated very fast. I was supposed to drive next to the side of it. Exhaust is not underwater. We're good. I was going to try to mud bog on the side of it, but I guess not. But good thing we have a new winch on our four-wheeler that I just now realized we never tested. So let's go grab that and see if we can pull this big old go-kart out of here. Electric start still doesn't work. Alright, here we go. Alright, now the parking brake works. Let's get this hook out. Well guys, the winch just messed up. It won't go any further than this. It's all wrapped up in there. So I drove up here, I'm gonna have to pull it out. We are in neutral. Let's give it the beans, I guess. Again, this is four-wheel drive, so we should be good. Oh wait, we don't have reverse. Oh no, hold on. I just got reverse. That works. Alright, let's head back to the barn. To the barn. Did have a flat tire. It came flat again, so it's kind of hard to drive with one hand while filming. But we got it in here, and stay tuned because we have some mud tires for this thing, performance exhaust, air filter, bigger jets to make this thing look and perform awesome. Stay tuned for stuff like that. Check out my other videos like revivals. I bought the cheapest Amazon dirt bike. We tested that. Motor swap my golf carts. Go check out videos like that. And this thing sat for 6 years, and we got it running and going again. Runs great, all the electronics work, lights work, winch works. Electric shift is obviously really cool. Reverse is a little weird, but it works. We now have a gas leak. It's dumping out pretty bad from the carburetor overflow. So don't know what that is. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Get some.